I am back again, and I'm sure you all watched, the previous video. And I am wearing makeup, see, that I did myself. Alright, so today I want to talk about something that is kind of hard to talk about, but I feel like I need to put this out there, and my ADHD medicine wore off, so if I seem like I'm not fully focused, that's why. Alright, so today I'm going to discuss self-harm and suicide and stuff. Now, some of you know, the past 3 years I have self-harmed and attempted suicide a lot. And it's one of those subjects that's really touchy and yeah, it's kind of difficult to talk about. But I am making this video to make everybody aware of, kind of dealing with people who either have it or, if you have it. One of the best tips if you are struggling with self-harm or suicide attempts would be reach out to somebody close to you. I know, like, when you're that upset and stuff, your first tendency is to be like, no, don't want anyone to know about this, I want to keep this to myself, I don't want them to know I'm hurting. And that screwed me over in, I think it was 2014. I did not want help at all. I didn't want anybody to know about it, and the people that did know about it didn't know how to, handle it. But it was in, I think it was last January, not the recent one, but the one before that. I was hospitalized for trying to commit suicide, and I was hospitalized for a day, and they talked to me and stuff, and the situation scared me enough to know that I could have died, and I would have left behind my family and my friends, and your suicide most likely may trigger someone else's, because little do you know that a lot of people look up to you, and if you would die, they would be devastated. So you have to stay strong no matter how difficult it gets, because trust me, it is very difficult when you feel like nobody understands how you're feeling, and you feel like you're in your own little bubble, and everyone else seems to be having these perfectly normal and happy lives. But that can be deceiving as well, because a lot of people who appear happy have to learn to be happy. I mean, yeah, it's really hard to, stay really negative about things, like even the littlest things, like I have a problem with finding negativity in everything, and it's screwed me over a lot because I get depressed a lot because of it. Like one thing won't go right in my day, and I will get incredibly upset about it and let that define my entire day, which is not a good thing to do, because you could be having a perfectly good day except for that one thing, and then bam, your day's just ruined. And you gotta learn to filter out, negativity and stuff. It'll make you a lot happier. Also, the whole self-harm thing, I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, I guess you can't see. I have some pretty bad scarring. I might have it up here too. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but I had I do have some very bad scarring from it. And yeah, it might seem like fun at the time, or seem like, this is really gonna help me, so I'm gonna cut. No, because once you cut, you see all the blood. It's terrifying. It honestly is terrifying. And the fact that your family members or someone close to you sees that traumatizes them. And also with the scarring, every time you look at those scars, you remember what happened and why it happened and why you're upset. And the last thing you need is that reminder on your arm as to, what happened in the past. So I'm actually going to either get scar removal, or I'm going to get a tattoo sleeve to cover this up, like a tattoo sleeve of things that make me happy, so that I do not have to look at these scars anymore, because it's honestly very depressing seeing, you know, where I once was and seeing, you know, the scars that I did to myself and that were triggered by either people's, you know, actions towards me or stupid things that happened that just really got to me, and then it built up and I took it out on myself. And cutting is not the way to handle it, because it's going to literally scar you for life, not only physically but emotionally, because trust me, it becomes a habit. Something goes wrong, your first thought is, well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, I'll take care of this, and then I'll be fine. You won't be fine if you keep cutting, because, like I said, the scars are one of the worst reminders of, you know, what happened and stuff. So yeah. Also, another thing, today's society, you can say, what I've found out is, you can say, oh my gosh, I'm so depressed, I want to kill myself, and nobody gives a shit. Nobody. That's what I've seen in the past few years, like being on social media. Someone will be like, you know, I'm really upset, I want to take my life, and they're ignored, and they take their life. And then suddenly everyone's like, oh my goodness, this person was so great, and why didn't we see them when they were alive, and stuff like that. And I hate how it comes to that you have to be dead to leave an impression on people and for people to notice you. It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like people should be noticed before they have to go and commit suicide, because suicide is a permanent solution for a temporary problem. And taking your life will impact everyone around you, and nobody wants to have to bury you. Because, I mean, especially if you're really young and stuff, you have your whole life to figure things out, and you have your whole life to work things out and seek help. Taking your life is just something you shouldn't do. And yeah, some people are like, you know, suicide is selfish and stuff, and well, I can't say it is because I've tried it myself, but I kind of see where they're coming from, because taking your life, you're going to be affecting, you know, your loved ones and your family, and they're going to have to be like to people, yeah, we don't have this person anymore because they committed suicide. And that's going to affect everybody, and it's going to change everyone's lives. And if you think you were depressed, they're going to be super depressed, and who knows, you could be keeping someone else strong, someone else from committing suicide. You could be their hope that they're holding on to, and if you cut that hope off, they're going to die as well. And that scares me. That's one of the main reasons why I have, like, not successfully committed suicide, is because so many people look up to me and depend on me that if I was dead, these people would die too, and that's the last thing that I want to happen, because, well, I'd be dead, but it would hurt me. It hurts me thinking about these people who go through what I go through and, you know, look up to me for stuff, and then they would die. Like, it sucks thinking about it. And yeah, and I think that's basically it. I rambled on for like almost 9 minutes on this, and I hope this made sense, because it made sense to me when I was saying it, but I don't know if it's going to make sense on the video, so I'm going to go through and review this. Also, like I said, if you're suicidal, there's hotline numbers you can call, and they'll literally talk on the phone with you for as long as you need, and they'll be like counselors, you don't have to pay or anything, and sometimes they'll even send people out to be with you. I had a hotline that I called in one time. That was, I think it was last summer, and they talk to you, ask you, you know, what's causing your feelings and stuff, and also you need to reach out to other people. If you see someone getting bullied or you see someone's depressed, reach out to that person, because you could be literally their last hope in, you know, living. And another thing is, whatever you do, treat people the way you want to be treated. Society's pretty fucked up nowadays. People just hide behind their computers and say whatever comes to their mind, and then they say it, and the person who receives it gets really hurt and commits suicide. So be very careful what you say over the internet, because it can impact people a lot more than you think it can. As well as what I like to do is I go on my Instagram feed and I'll leave, like nice compliments for people so they have something, nice to read when they go and check their Instagram. And believe it or not, one simple comment / compliment can really affect people's days and make them a lot happier. So, okay, I'm gonna go now because it's late. It's almost 11 minutes. And, okay, that's pretty much it. And if you guys ever need anything, I am here, and you can comment below, and I will link my social media sites to that, and I'll put a hotline number too, so you guys, you guys aren't alone in this. And alrighty, bye guys.